Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Valiant. It's the Tier 5 British Premium Medium. It's located on the south spawn of Siegfried Line, and this one is under the command of B Noir. And since we last saw him and he just managed to achieve his first marks of excellence, he's now managed to get 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of his gun. Yeah, 3. He must like this tank a lot. Must be a masochist, glutton for punishment. Well, one of the reasons why this tank is very useful and very slow is the fact that it does have incredible armour. It's got 114mm of armour on the front and 60 on the rear, 75 on the sides. 75mm gun capable of doing 110 alpha and penetrates 91mm with standard ammo and 144 with the APCR. Now, B Noir obviously been playing this tank a lot to get as good, and well, he's taking it into the city. Looking at the teams, by the way, what I can tell you is there is a large number of bots. Now, B Noir plays on the Australian server, or the Australian New Zealand, I think they call it, not the Asia server, but the SEA server, if I'm correct. I was informed about the circumstances. Apparently, there's a server in Australia for the Aussies and the Kiwis, and there's also another server for the rest of people in South Asia, and that's actually operating out of Hong Kong. And so to avoid lag, they use the Aussie one. And he's got his first kill. Now the problem is that the server in Hong Kong does give you lag, but because there's so few players on the Australian server, I'm afraid they do put bots into the game, just as they do on the South America server. And there's a number of bots in this game. They're identified by the tanks with the semicolons against their name. And in fact, one of the real players has already died, and one of the bots on our team. There was originally 6 real players, but now there's only 5 left. Or is it 4 left? No, it's only 4 left. So there was 5 originally. So a lot of these enemy tanks will be bots, and so their behaviour will probably be fairly unusual. They might not fire back on some occasions, but on other occasions they will fire back, and they will use APCR as well. Now that's a bot he's coming up to there. Fires into that one. The DW2 is also a bot. Now watch the ammo, because he might actually start receiving fire from these guys, and it'll start being premium ammo. Yet the Type 95 is now firing heat. But because the armour on this tank is so tough, they're not even penetrating with the premium rounds. Well, that Type 95's just got the tracks, but the DW2 is not really paying attention, and you see the standard AP is just going straight through the side. He's aiming it specifically above the road wheels to get pens, hoping it'll hit the ammo rack. That's aimed at the fuel tanks or the ammo rack, and that kills. Nicely done. Now some people might say, oh well, it's a bit unfair going after bots all the time, but it's not really, because some of these bots are actually damn good. I know, because I've actually tested it to see, is it that easy by going on to the South American server and playing there, and no, it's not very easy, because sometimes the bots get you. He's now aiming at the rear of this M4A1, gets 3 shots in, but the guy's gone around the corner. That was a real player. M8A1 comes into sight. That I think is a bot. Yes, it is. He turns around, goes back the other way. Kind of unpredictable, but you'd think he'd fire back, but he didn't. There's a T6 medium around the corner. Now, is that a real player or a bot? Well, I think it's a real player, actually. He's fired right into his rear, and he's out the game as well. Out the field, we've got a BT7. I think that's a bot on that occasion. He fires short. Oh, that was so close. Now there's a Panzer 38 Nur Art out in the battlefield, and that guy is a real player. Fires into the BT7. Now, even though that Panzer 38 is using APCR, he only managed to get one penetration, and that was through the side of the vehicle. And of course, because he's using the 5cm gun, his penetration, his damage, was only 67. I think it's 70 alpha on that tank. Fires one into the BT7. He's now using the APCR because he's run out of standard AP. He'd probably be better off with the HE rounds on the BT7. There's the Panzer 38 NA. Yep, he's over there. And he needs to address this guy because he's firing in this direction, specifically into the side of B Noir, because he knows that the side is vulnerable. And he gets another one in through the turret, through the mantlets. And another one in, and the guy's now one shot. So he's actually stopped shooting. And he's just been taken out of the game by Ram 2. Now we're capping, and the enemy's capping as well. We've got two in the cap at this side, so this game's probably going to end. That's a Top Gun. B Noir, I think, is going to probably end this battle here. Oh, he's just been shot in the rear by a T-80. That's a bot. He's over there, well over there. And they capped out, so it's over. So, the Valiant. Not a very great tank, but it appears that B Noir rather likes it. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's an ace tank of a B Noir of KIWI in the Valiant. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a fire for effect for doing more damage to hit points to his own vehicle, and a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He managed to get a steel wall in this one for blocking more than 1,000 hit points, at least 11 shots, and surviving the battle. He also got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he did get 6 exactly. In fact, he probably could have got even more, but for the fact they entered the game early, and in a sense they had to, because the T50 on the enemy team was capping, and if they hadn't capped out, then obviously the enemy would have won. So it's a pity they couldn't send somebody back to kill the T50 so that they could continue getting the rest of the enemy team, because there was only 2 left and one of those was a bot. If we look at the team scores, we can see that B Noir did get the highest damage in the game, 3,543. And if he keeps getting scores like that, then it's no surprise that he's actually able to get 3 marks of excellence on the vehicle. Although some might say, well, getting 3 marks is a little easier when you're facing bots a lot of the time. As I said, bots sometimes do fight back and fight back well. When it comes to the next highest scorer, that was the T50. He got 1,488. And that Panzer Kampfwagen 38 Nuart managed to get 1,295 hit points. When it came to kills, it was B Noir again with 6 kills, 3 kills to the T50, 2 kills to the Ram 2 and the Cavalier. And when it came to base XP, yes, B Noir got that one as well, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,637 base to him, 652 went to the Ram 2, and the next highest scorer was the T50, who was a real player. He got 445. B Noir fired 41 rounds in that game, got 36 direct hits, 35 penetrations, damage of 3,543 hit points, all of it at close range. Received 22 hits from the enemy, only 7 of which penetrated, and most of those came from the Panzer 38 NA, who was firing his APCR into the side of the vehicle where he knew that he would be able to get pens. He tried getting pens from the front. You just can't do it. It's 114 millimeters of armor and it's just not possible to get through, so you're much better off firing through the sides. 15 non-penetrations during the game, and the penetrations and non-penetrations were the reason why he actually got the steel wall. 975 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed and 15 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 42,048 credits, And after repair and ammunition resupply, still made a profit this one, 7,536 credits profit. 1,637 XP, the same again from personal missions payout, and 655 for this being a premium vehicle. He took away 3,929 experience points altogether. I suppose the best way to test and see how easy it is actually to score results on these tanks is to actually take it onto a server which actually does have bots. Of course, if you do go onto the South American server, you will find that there's a severe lag, and that does cause problems. But you'll also find other players going on there specifically to do the same sort of thing and boost their vehicles' scores and ratings. So it might not be so easy as you think. And as you can see in this battle, if they hadn't actually capped out, the T50 would have won because he was capping at the other end. So a nice little game for DB Noir. He picked up a bundle of medals, and the fact that he's got 3 marks on his vehicle, well, now if he goes into battle with other people who are not bots, he might find that his crew is more than capable of dealing with them. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.